All right, so thank you all for coming to our June Lunch and Learn. Now it's open mic style for at least the next couple months in the summer. So there's no particular theme or of subsector for these Lunch and Learns, but opportunity for everyone to learn about the programs in Lewis and Clark and beyond. We've got Daniel Viehland from Broadwater, so we're expanding, which I'm very excited about. So Daniel, would you like to kick us off and tell us about the Townsend Ministerial Association?
Sure, yeah. So the Townsend Ministerial Association is a kind of a collection. Apparently back in the day, someone realized that instead of having all the different churches have their own kind of funds to help folks out, it'd be better if we came together. And so a number of churches came together and they formed this, the Ministerial Association. So there's a lot of stuff that the Ministerial Association does. There's, you know, evangelism and stuff like that. But the part that's relevant to here, particularly, is we have, I finally settled on calling it the Good Samaritan Fund, because that seemed like the least patronizing way to put it. But it's a fund that people can come to us for any number of requests. There's a huge number of things that we help people out with. Obviously, rent and utility assistance, but also if someone has a, you know, suspended license and they needed to get to work, and, you know, they're like, I can get a job in Helena, but I can't do that because I've got a $100 fine that I need to pay off. We've helped people out with that. Basically, it's kind of a you name it thing. The only thing we don't normally help with is food. For that, we usually send people to the Broadwater food pantry here in Townsend. But yeah, that's kind of the general gist of it. I think it's important to note that we, you know, we don't discriminate based on any kind of category. People do not have to, you know, go to church to, you know, access any of these funds. We're here to help anybody and everybody who comes to us. And even folks, we also, we have that component of it where we help mostly folks who live in Broadwater County. We also do kind of serve as an emergency meal and shelter organization here, where people who are passing through town or somebody who has had you know, a water main break, or somebody who needs an emergency shelter for the night, doesn't have anywhere else to go, they can go to the sheriff's office, and then we work with the sheriff's office where they then will write a voucher for a night at the Mustang Motel, the local hotel in town, and for a hot meal at the Mint. So that's the other thing for folks, and that's both for folks who live in Broadwater County and for folks who are just kind of passing through town.
Thanks so much. Any questions from the group for Daniel about those programs?
Hi, Daniel. This is Melissa Baker with the Cancer Screening Program at Lewis and Clark Public Health. And it seems like the people that are utilizing your program might also be able to utilize the Cancer Screening Program, which provides, obviously, perhaps not the ones who are passing through town, although it is a statewide program and actually a nation program. But for my purposes, what my program does is provide free cancer screenings for women who don't have insurance. And
great.
Fall into kind of like a low income category. So I'm just wondering, how would I go about getting my information to your association? Would I just go straight through you, or
yeah, you can? Or? Yeah, you can just. I kind of help. I co-administer the fund, but I kind of take the lead on it. You can email me it's just dviehland@aol.com. Actually, better one would be, sometimes I forget I have like a professional email account too. Email pastorviehland@gmail.com. Use that one. That one's going to be better. Forget that I just said what my personal email. pastorviehland@gmail.com. Yeah, my just pastor and then my last name, which you should be able to get from the
it shows up on here.
Perfect.
Viehland. Perfect. Okay, I will do that. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Of the connections we get to make on this. Other questions for Daniel? Well, you all know how to contact him 2 ways now. So, thanks so much. Next up, I'll ask Liz Flynn from Florence, Crittenton to speak.
Okay, well, thank you so much for this opportunity. For those of you that have heard of Florence Crittenton, we've been around for over 120 years, and I think a lot of people think that we are a residential program for pregnant and parenting teams, which we still are, but we do a whole load more than just that. So I'm really grateful for this opportunity. So we have kind of grown and morphed our programs a lot over the last probably 5 years to really meet the needs of the Montana families. And really what we're all about is building strong families for our state. So we have a family-centered treatment approach. And that really what that means is that we really truly believe that children should stay with their parents while receiving treatment. And we have a treatment plan for every single parent and every single child. So there's equally as much emphasis on the children and making sure those children get the best possible start, and that we can interrupt some of these patterns of intergenerational trauma that have gone on for decades and decades by really helping those kids get the early intervention services they need, and getting them in great preschool and great childcare, making sure they're ready for school, and hopefully preventing them from experiencing some of the adverse childhood experiences that their parents have experienced. So we do that through a variety of programs. The most intensive clients that we serve are in our residential programs, and we have a recovery home for women and children with substance use disorder. Often mental health goes hand in hand with that, and that serves women up to age 30 and children up to age 5. So they can enter our programs at any time when they're either pregnant or parenting or both. We have a lot of young women who have had children removed because of substance use, and they come to our program and they are reunified. And we've had that program open for about 1.5 years now, and 100% of the clients have remained sober. They have discharged with custody of their children. So we're absolutely thrilled. The outcomes of that program are amazing. Very strength-based. We have an amazing clinical team, on-site addictions counselors. We have a medical director, clinical therapists, you name it. We really have an army of people that just get that family all the help and support they need, and they are so motivated to change. We've had women come from jail, just in some really difficult circumstances, but so want to be with their children and be successful. So that's our newest program. We also have a transitional living program, which is for women, very, very young mums aged 12 to 21. That houses 8 young women. We get a lot of referrals from CPS into that program. Lots of runaway homeless youth. Anyone who's a victim of crime is also eligible for that program. You don't need to have a mental health diagnosis or a substance use disorder, but if you do, we're able to treat those needs through our clinical services. So again, a very intensive 24-hour support, much more than kind of shelter care. We are focused on stable housing for that, but loads of parenting education and great recreation. We do life skills. We've focused on helping them catch up with their education, make sure they graduate. Again, just really want to make sure that when they go back into the community, they have the support and the skills that they need to be successful and be great parents too. So those are our 2 residential programs. We also have outpatient clinical services. So if you have a family that needs either mental health services or substance use, we have outpatient groups, individual and family therapy available. We're doing some parenting classes online now via Zoom. We have a curriculum called Nurturing Parenting, which is specifically for families struggling with substance use. It's a really amazing evidence-based program, and we are going to be delivering that via Zoom. We have Circle of Security classes via Zoom, and then Love and Logic and Circle of Security and Nurturing Parenting also in person, just in small groups for those that are based in Helena or the surrounding areas. So, you know, that's a great kind of gateway into our programs. And then if there's additional help needed, we can make those referrals. We also have home visiting. We do safe care and parents as teachers. Again, we have lots of families utilizing lots of programs, and they all really kind of segue into one another and just provide that additional support and just trusted individuals to come alongside and connect these families with resources in our community and help build resilience. And then really importantly, we have amazing early childhood programs here. We have a preschool for 19 kiddos aged 2 to 4, very high quality programming there. We're a pilot for the state of Montana to show just the evidence behind early intervention and getting that great educational start for these families. And then an infant childcare for children aged 0 to 2. And those are used by our residential clients, but also families in the community. Very much an inclusion-based program. We have high-income families using that just because it's a really high-quality program, and then very low-income families too. And we really encourage clients who discharge from our residential programs to continue using those if they stay in the Helena community. So just a great continuum of care and helping us keep eyes on those families for as long as possible when they discharge. So that's kind of the array of services that we have. If anybody ever needs to make a referral, we have an admissions department, and you know, please just call. She's happy to help look at funding sources and make sure that people are getting the right services that they need. So just if you have any questions, please just give us a call.
Thanks so much, Liz. Any questions from the group?
Liz, do you have your list of classes that are out on a website or somewhere where we can get access to that information?
Yes, we are finalizing actually a 6-month list of programs, and that's going to be on our website hopefully next week. If I can get your email address, I can send it to you.
Okay, mine's in the chat box.
Okay, great. I'll make sure to add you to my email list. I have a big database that I email blast out, so I'll make sure that you get that.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you. And next up, we'll have Sarah Sandau talking about Walk with Ease.
Hey everyone, I'm Sarah Sandau. I work at Lewis and Clark Public Health. I'm part of the prevention team with Julie as well. So one thing that, well, we offer a few different chronic disease prevention courses. Melissa in a previous Lunch and Learn talked about our Living Life Well classes, if any of you were on during that as well. But today I wanted to talk with our Walk with Ease because it's newly added to Connect, which is pretty exciting for us. So Walk with Ease is a 6 weeks walking course. There's 3 different types. There's the one where you have a walking group 3 days a week and you go and you walk and you talk about different health aspects and safety and the positive benefits of walking. And then there's the hybrid where you walk once and then everything else is self-directed. And then what I'm personally doing is the fully self-directed one. And especially right now in the world we're in, the self-directed one is proving to be very beneficial. So it is completely on your own. What it is you sign up, it is free, it is through a link. And then you get emails every week encouraging, and you mark your minutes, and it's really trying to say walk 3 times a week, and it's about minutes. So you put down, did you walk for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 214 minutes, however many minutes, because that's what we're really encouraging. You might be at a point where you can only walk for 4 minutes. Well, that's great. Let's increase that. Let's try to get it to 10 minutes. Let's try to get it to, maybe you need to take a break in there, but you could eventually get to that recommended 150 minutes a week. So it's really encouraging. It's really self-rewarding of being able to mark your minutes and increase them. And the emails are fun. They have like different songs you can listen to as you walk, or different places you can go to as you walk. Really encouraging to get outside, get fresh air, increase your mental health. When we're not social distancing, encourages to finding a walking buddy, which you could do right now according to the guidelines, but also it's a socially distanced activity. You can also do it on your own to get outside. So normally I do it for my work sites. I'm a work site wellness coordinator. So if any of you have a work site that you would like to be a part of a work site wellness activity, I help work sites kind of create a committee and create a plan about how to really support your staff and your team members, and really listen to them and see what they feel like would make them healthier and better employees. So I can help with that. And so that's how I've been previously offering it, is with my work sites. But as we move forward, I'm working with AARP volunteers who are probably going to offer it as well. But I'm also going to offer it just to the general community. And so if you know anyone who would be interested in a general community one, please refer them through Connect, and I can call them and get them on our list and get them signed up. And it could be a cool thing to offer. So thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Sarah. Any questions from the group?
I have a question. Hi, Sarah. My name's Liz. I'm a naturopath. And so I would like to send out an email to my patients to let them know about it. And I could just do that through Connect. Would that be the way to do it?
Yeah, so I think I would probably just send you the link if you were going to send it to everyone, and then they could just sign up on their computer. But if you're in an appointment with someone, I think, and they and you think they could benefit from some walking or some moving, I think in that conversation, Connect would be the better path for that.
Okay, because a lot of them have been saying that their routines have been really disrupted by the pandemic.
Yeah.
And they're wanting to get back to a sense of routine and a healthier lifestyle that they had before when they had their routine of going to work. So I think this would be really good. So I'm really
great
putting it out there. And sorry I'm late. I lost track of time, so.
I'll send you the link, Liz, and then you can use Connect again if a patient's with you or you're talking with a client.
Sounds great. Thanks, Sarah and Liz. Are there any other questions? All right. And our last speaker we had scheduled is having some technical issues. This was Angie Murphy from Community Paramedics with St. Peter's, and they'll be joining us in July to talk about their new program. And at this point, I'd like to open it up for anyone else who wants to share about their programs and what they're working on, or any other questions that they want to talk with the group and have some networking opportunities. And for anyone who needs to dash off, thanks so much for joining.
I'll talk. I don't have a problem with that. So I am Lara Feider. I'm the new case manager with the Youth Build program at the Career Training Institute. We serve at-risk youth, 16 to 24. Our main goal, my main goal in the program, is we want to get them their high sets, the new GED. So we try to focus a lot on education, but there is a huge construction component as well. We are partnered with Habitat for Humanity. So the kiddos, they have a work site. Right now they're at the Restore learning basic carpentry skills, and they will take those skills out to several houses that Habitat is working for in the Mountain View Meadows area. So they get to work with those families, help them get those skills, those work readiness skills, and they get to see what it's like to build a home for somebody and how important that is. And Habitat really works with our kids to encourage them to, in the future, to also put in for those homes or tell other people. It's a big network for that kind of thing. And then we are currently sending out pre-applications for anybody interested. Our this program, these kids will graduate October 1st. So our next one will start up in November. And then, yeah, so if anybody's interested, have them give us a call at CTI. If they know any kiddos in that range that either they just need to get their work readiness skills. We do have some students that already have their diplomas. They just work on other things as well. And we also focus on life skills, things like that, depending on where they are or what they need. If they need to learn how to cook something, if they need to learn, we bring in all sorts of people to help them with financial things like Valley Bank. We try to bring in as many speakers as possible. We just had Options Clinic here last Friday, and they wonderfully scared all the children into doing the right things. It was fabulous. But yeah, we just got through OSHA training, and they're going to be doing first aid CPR in July. And we have another thing that we like to do with them called A Game, which tries to teach, it's the 7 A's that make you a perfect employee. But I think they make you a better person. They make you a better friend, partner. So we try to really get as much in there with them as we can and hang on to as many of them as we can. With the pandemic, we had to get creative and go online. So we're just always kind of changing, but changing for the better. So, and there you go.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lara. And I think you said you're new, so welcome.
Yeah, brand new.
And CTI is on Connect, so the rest of you who are on, you're welcome to use it that way to refer folks.
Absolutely.
Other program news from anyone else on the call? All right, well, thanks so much for joining us. I think July might be a little bit of a, it might go a little over half an hour since we've got a lot of people slated for July. Thank you all for joining us. The recording will be posted next week. Have a great weekend. Wear a mask. Be safe. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, Julie.
Thank you.